Welcome to the channel and my first impressions video for Forza Horizon 4 on Xbox One X. Now I have actually played Forza Horizon 4's demo on Xbox One X, Xbox One and PC. On the PC I'm running a NVIDIA 1080 GTX Intel i7 3GHz with 32GB of RAM. Ran really nicely on there, didn't have any teething problems, it worked pretty well and looked really nice. For me though, on the Xbox One X is where it shines, this game. It looks absolutely mind-blowing. You know, the level of graphics and level of detail in the environment, on the cars, you know, the lighting effects, it just is awesome. It really is. I've not seen anything like this. This by far is, for me now, the pinnacle in 4K games. Before this, I would have said Forza Motorsport 7 is the benchmark game for 4K gaming. However, that just got blown out the water by Forza Horizon 4. It looks mind-blowingly good, as you can see. Now, the video I've captured here is in 4K, so you're seeing this as I'm seeing it on Xbox One X, provided obviously you can play it back in 4K. Now, if you're not familiar with Forza Horizon as a series, it very much is all about racing and fun. You know, it's not taking itself very seriously. You've got huge jumps, as you can see here. You've got a variety of different weathers. In this version of the game, we've got, you know, autumn, spring, summer and winter. So we get to see a variety of different weather types hit the landscape and also drive on those surfaces. And obviously all of them are going to come with their challenges and their skill sets, requirements for, you know, driving on each of the different surfaces. And I did very much feel that in the demo, how different the car handled on the various different surfaces. The other thing I felt a lot was the kind of, you know, the differentiation between the terrain and also the tracks made in the mud or in the snow. So there is actually deformation as the cars are driving over the landscape, which is really nice, and it does actually affect where you drive. You can kind of feel it. I don't know if I imagined that, but it really felt like it was there for me with the controller and stuff. Now I am playing this on a standard Xbox One controller, as I did on the PC as well, and it plays perfectly with the controller. You know, you don't need a steering wheel setup. You can be just as competitive on a controller as you can a steering wheel. I do have a steering wheel set up. Unfortunately, I didn't get time to test that as yet. I generally struggle a bit with the steering wheel, to be honest. I normally blow away my times with the controller versus the steering wheel, which is why I've kind of reverted back, sadly, to controller for the moment. Forza Horizon as a single player game always has an extensive campaign. Even the original Forza Horizon, way back on the days of Xbox 360, had a 10 to 12 hour campaign if you didn't rush it and set it into easy mode. The Forza Horizon 2 and 3 games, again, extended on their campaigns and their map sizes. The last game had a phenomenally large campaign that took forever. In fact, I'm still trying to complete it. Forza Horizon 4 has an even bigger map, so I'm pretty certain we're going to get an even bigger campaign experience. Now on top of that, there's going to be multiplayer as well, with a variety of different modes. Probably the Playground games will return, I'm pretty certain of that. Maybe some new variants of Playgrounds. We'll have sprint races, which are A to B races. We'll have circuit races, which are obviously, you know, lap orientated racing and stuff online. The map based activities in terms of your campaign will include, and I've already seen some of these, things like the danger signs. Hopefully we're going to get bucket lists. I haven't seen any of those yet, although I have seen the PR stunts. The one in the demo is actually relative to a movie stunt, if you like, so they're kind of taking a little bit of a different angle on that. But the drift zones are there. You've also got the speed cameras and the speed zones as well. Maybe they'll add some new flavors of events in there as well. Be interesting to see. The biggest thing about obviously Forza Horizon 4 is it's got the largest car collection on any Forza Horizon now, running in at over 450 vehicles. Now out of those 450 vehicles, there will also be, in addition to those, some secret vehicles that will unlock during the game's campaign. And on top of that, we'll also have, in amongst those 450 cars, 21 new vehicles, one of which of course is the flagship car, which is going to be on the cover up for Forza Horizon 4, and that's the McLaren Senna, which we get to drive at the very beginning of this demo and also at the end of this section of the seasons part of the demo, if you like. Now, I did really like the sounds in this game. I do have 7-in-1 stereo on my Xbox One X. I'm pretty certain this supports it. It sounded pretty amazing when I was listening to it. A lot of the cars that I sound had, very distinctive engine sounds and gear shifting sounds and exhaust sounds. So the surface sound sounded really good, as did tyre squeal. The kind of crashing through things sounded a bit generic. Didn't think that had improved in any shape or form. It sounded very kind of the norm for me. But the car sounds are obviously, and obviously the surface sounds when we're driving, the most important ones. And to me, they seem pretty sound at the moment. Seem quite nice what I've seen in the demo. Now, in the demo, we do actually get to drive 10 vehicles, which include the Bugatti Chiron, the Lancia Stradale 037, Subaru Impreza WRX STI, Ford Escort RS Cosworth, Dodge Charger IT, Ford Focus RS, Audi TT, and obviously that McLaren Senna, the flagship car, plus a trophy car, plus another rally car as well, which I think was a Fiesta. I couldn't actually identify it from the video, but you'd have seen that a few moments ago. Now, from a driver perspective, you do get a choice of 14 different drivers, 7 ladies, 7 lads. I'm not overly that fussed about my driver personally, but there's been a little bit of an improvement there. Also, for playing the demo, you get awarded a t-shirt, so it seems that you're going to have gear that you can put on those drivers. Hopefully not in the loot crate. I'm pretty certain they won't make that mistake again, but we'll see. The racing itself, I actually found pretty exciting. The fact that obviously, one, it looks so good, and Playground Games Turn 10 have done an amazing job of capturing the UK, or the feel of the UK. In my opinion, it looks really, really lush. If anything, it looks nicer than the real UK. The level of details in this game really does look phenomenal. But when you pass kind of old kind of stone walls and cottages, and they really do have the feel of the UK environment, and I was pretty happy to see what I saw. Obviously there is city racing. I haven't seen any of that yet because that's not in the demo, but it looks really, really nice. I mean, you may be able to drive there, I don't know. I didn't try that in the demo actually, whether I could drive to the city. Maybe I'll reinstall it and have a look. But the racing on offer was pretty good. Now, all of the races you're seeing, other than that beginning section of the demo, this race here, for instance, the first race I'm doing in the video, is actually against unbeatable AI with all assists turned off. So this is me racing against the hardest AI in the game. Now, I did actually tune my car, and the tuning aspect has changed slightly. Some of the values have changed in the car setups, and some of the cars are a bit more unique than each other than they normally are. So I went into 3 or 4 setups, and I saw some quite different setups for each of the cars, so they weren't quite as generic as they have been in the Forza Horizon series. That said, I was able, based on my previous tuning knowledge, to get quite a good handling vehicle. And this is actually a second race. Again, this one is against unbeatable AI. I actually found it pretty challenging against the unbeatable AI. I was able to beat them, but I had to fight for it. It wasn't easy by any shape or form. I personally will always jump into the harder mode when I'm racing single player because I like a bit of a challenge. I find if I go in on anything less than pro, it's just too easy, and it's a waste of a game in my opinion, which is why I drive at the level I do. But obviously the great thing about Forza Horizon is that it caters for gamers of all lifestyles or all gaming abilities, if you like. So if you're not that great at driving games and you really want to get into a driving game and enjoy it, and not be too challenged, or at least have fun while you're doing it, this is a great game for that. If you want to be brutalized when you're racing, this is pretty good fun at that too in single player. I found this quite a tough race with the handling system and stuff and fighting with this car. I did deliberately choose this Dodge Challenger RT because I knew it was very difficult to drive, and I wanted to prove, or at least see, how easy or hard it was to compete against unbeatable AI in the game. Now, I deliberately put the second race up as a replay because I wanted to talk about Forza Horizon 4's replay feature. I mean, it does show off the game in a big way. You can see the mechanics that have gone into the handling on these vehicles. You know, you really can see the way the cars function on the surfaces, how they react, how the chassis, you know, moves and stuff. It just looks phenomenal when you're watching back the replays. But my biggest gripe with Forza Horizon 4 is that the replay feature in this game has not changed since the original game. That's almost 10 years with no change in the replay mode. Now, they do offer a variety of different viewpoints. However, there is no good cinematic replay. So, for instance, if you play Grid or you play Gran Turismo, you know, you choose to watch a replay, you'll watch a replay with some nice camera shots of cars coming towards cameras from a distance, from above, from, you know, close-ups. You know, you get a good variety of cameras to enjoy the race, how you would hope it would be. Now, with Forza Horizon, generically you'll just be shown in-game camera views, and you can choose to, you know, any of those in-game camera views. But on top of that, you can also choose cinematic views, but only one at a time. So it kind of, you know, it needs to change. I know it's an open world game, so I know it is very difficult to, you know, set up cameras, because they'd have to do that individually for every race. You know, have cameras at certain points in every race so that they could record the gameplay. But I think it is desperately lacking a proper cinematic replay, and I'd really like to see that change in this game. You know, something on the lines of what Drive Club did as well. I mean, Drive Club's replay, once they actually added it, was phenomenal. So I'd like to definitely see this change in terms of replays on Forza Horizon 4. From a viewpoint perspective, the game, as usual, offers the same views it did in the past. So you have two chase modes. You've got the bonnet mode that I'm using here, which is absolutely phenomenal. I really enjoyed racing in bonnet mode. It is definitely probably the most adrenaline punched view you're going to get. The grill mode isn't as exciting as bonnet mode. You don't seem to get as much of a feel of speed as you do with the bonnet, and I think that's because you get all the reflections and stuff off the bonnet. It just makes it that more kind of in your face. You also have the two in-car modes, so the one if you're using a steering wheel where you can just see the dash, and you've also got the generic cockpit view, which is how I drive. You'll see that I'm a little bit sketchier when I'm on the outside here, because chase mode isn't how I drive. I know it's the easiest mode to drive, but I drive internal because that's the way I like it, and it's just more, it gets me more into the game. But I actually found now that I drive better internal than I do external, purely because I've been doing it so long. When I go external, I have dimensional issues in judging the track. But really good variety of different viewpoints, as always in Forza Horizon. You know, this has got one of the best sets of viewpoints in any racing games, along with the Project Car series and Drive Club, of course. Music artist wise, I've heard that we've got Queens of the Stone Age in here, which is excellent because I love Queens of the Stone Age. We've got the Killers. Jack White was another one I saw as well, plus a whole host of other musical artists. Now, from a map perspective, I wanted to show you guys the map quickly. I literally went around the whole edge of the map in a square, just to give you guys a bit of a concept of how big this thing is in the event you don't get a chance to look at the demo yourself. This area here is actually really interesting. I'm praying that this is an area we can drive to New DLC, these two roads going across. I think the one to the right there is a pipeline, but I think the other two maybe bridges running across the water. So I'm praying that we actually get some DLC we can drive to seamlessly without load screens. I absolutely hate load screens in Forza Horizon and their DLCs. You know, I'd really like to see that go away. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. This game is going to rock on release. If you loved Forza Horizon 3, you're going to love this in a bigger way. Take care, keep well, keep watching, and most importantly, come back soon. I'll see you on the roads in September.